The chandelier-lit restaurant fell silent as Olivia Hart, a 32-year-old heiress to the Hart Industries fortune, stood, her diamond bracelet catching the light like a flare. Her voice, steady but charged with defiance, pierced the quiet. "I need a man to be my husband for 24 hours. Who's got the courage?" The room erupted in gasps, stifled laughs, and whispers sharp as knives. Eyes darted, some mocking, others intrigued. But one man didn't look away. Jack Miller, a 37-year-old single father in a worn leather jacket, lifted his gaze from his daughter's coloring book. In that fleeting moment, the air shifted, heavy with possibility. Before we dive into this electrifying tale, drop a comment below with where you're watching from, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more gripping stories on Midnight Tales. Let's jump in. The tension was palpable, thick enough to choke on. A dozen wealthy men in tailored suits smirked, some clapping with derision. Olivia's father, Gregory Hart, the steely tycoon behind Hart Industries, leaned back in his chair, his face a mask of contempt. "Olivia, sit down. You're making a fool of yourself. No man worth his salt would agree to this nonsense," he sneered, his voice dripping with disdain. Olivia's hands trembled, but her chin stayed high, her eyes blazing. "I don't need just any man. I need one who knows what loyalty really means." Her gaze swept the room, landing on Jack. He swallowed hard, his jeans and work boots still dusted from a long day at the construction site. His daughter, Lily, an 8-year-old with wide brown eyes, tugged at his sleeve. "Daddy, she looks sad," she whispered. Olivia's voice softened, almost breaking, as she forced a smile. "One day. Just one. I'll pay whatever you ask." Gregory's laugh cut through the room like a blade. "Pay? That's all you know, throwing money at problems. What man would trade his dignity for your childish stunt?" Jack's chair scraped loudly against the polished floor, silencing the murmurs. His heart pounded, but Lily's small hand squeezed his, grounding him. He stood, his deep voice steady, cutting through the noise. "I'll do it." The room froze. Gasps rippled like a wave. Gregory nearly choked on his drink. "You. A broke laborer. You think you're fit to stand beside my daughter?" Jack didn't waver, his eyes locked on Olivia. "I don't care about your money. I care that my daughter learns kindness isn't for sale. If you need someone to stand by you, I'm here. Not for a paycheck, for you." Olivia's breath caught. No one had ever spoken to her like that, without agenda or greed. For a moment, she didn't see his scuffed boots or calloused hands, only the quiet strength in his words. The crowd buzzed, half in disbelief, half in amusement. Olivia's lips curved into a genuine smile, her first real one of the night. Gregory slammed his fist on the table. "This is absurd. You're humiliating us." But Olivia's eyes never left Jack. "Then let me be humiliated," she said softly, her voice firm. "He's the only one with the guts to say yes." Lily tugged Jack's shirt, her voice small but clear. "Daddy, you made her smile." For the first time in years, Jack felt a spark, like his simple act of kindness might just rewrite not only her story but his own. The luxury hotel ballroom hummed louder than a beehive, guests craning their necks, phones discreetly raised to capture the scandal unfolding live. Olivia Hart, daughter of the ruthless Gregory Hart, had chosen a stranger, a construction worker, to play her husband for a day. Gregory's glare could have shattered glass. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" He spat, rising, his tailored suit taut with rage. "You're humiliating me, Olivia." She straightened, her chin quivering only slightly. "No, father. I'm humiliating you." The room gasped, the words fueling the fire of gossip. Jack felt Lily's grip tighten, her tiny nails digging in. He knew walking away was the safer choice, but something in Olivia's defiance, her courage in a room full of vultures, held him fast. He stepped forward, placing himself between her and Gregory. She asked for someone to stand by her. "I stood," Jack said, his voice deep and unshaken. Gregory's laugh was icy. "Do you even know what you're signing up for, boy? This isn't a fairy tale. Your cheap boots don't belong here. You'll crumble in an hour. Jack's jaw tightened, but his response was calm. I'm not here for your approval. I'm here because she needed someone. Olivia's eyes softened, gratitude flickering beneath her guarded exterior. For once, someone saw her, not her fortune. The master of ceremonies, sensing the crowd's thirst for drama, grabbed his mic. Well, folks, it seems Miss Hart has her husband for a day. Let's toast this wild union. Glasses clinked reluctantly, whispers swirling like smoke. Olivia held her champagne but didn't drink. Instead, she leaned close to Jack, her voice low. You didn't have to do this. Jack shook his head. Maybe not, but someone had to show him you're not his property. Her lips parted, eyes shimmering as if no one had ever said those words to her. Gregory stormed to a corner, phone to his ear, already plotting damage control. Olivia exhaled, her shoulders trembling under the weight of years of his control. Jack noticed. You okay? He asked. She hesitated. I don't remember the last time someone asked me that. It's always about business, appearances, or money, never just me. Jack glanced at Lily, coloring quietly at a side table. My daughter reminds me every day that kindness is free. Olivia's faint smile cracked her hardened facade. But before she could respond, a tall man in a silver suit approached, Matthew Langston, one of Gregory's top allies, his smirk dripping with arrogance. So, this is your choice. He drawled, eyeing Jack, a guy who can't afford the valet. Jack stayed silent, his jaw tight. Olivia stepped forward, her tone sharp. Leave him alone, Matthew. He chuckled. No offense, Olivia, but this rebellion's pathetic. This handyman. Husband material. He doesn't even own a tie. Jack met Matthew's gaze. Owning a tie doesn't make you a man. How you treat people does. The crowd murmured, some hiding smirks, others shifting uncomfortably. Olivia's chest swelled with pride she hadn't felt before. Matthew scoffed and walked away, muttering, this won't last till morning. Olivia turned to Jack, cheeks flushed. Why do you keep defending me? You don't know me. Jack's gaze was steady. Because sometimes strangers see what family won't. I see how you shrink when your father speaks. Nobody deserves that. Her throat tightened. No one had ever challenged Gregory Hart, not even her closest allies. She blinked back tears, masking them with a laugh. Careful, Jack. You might make me believe good men still exist. He smiled softly. No trick. Just truth. The night wore on with forced smiles and hollow congratulations. Gregory avoided Olivia, his phone calls growing more heated. Olivia stayed near Jack, the weight of curious stares pressing in. Yet, for the first time in years, she didn't feel alone. Later, on the hotel terrace, city lights sprawling below, Jack broke the silence. Why husband for a day? Olivia hesitated, then exhaled shakily. My father thinks I'll never find someone real. To him, I'm just part of his empire. Tonight, he mocked me in front of everyone, and I snapped. I wanted to prove him wrong, even for a day. Jack studied her, seeing the fragile strength beneath her words. You don't need to prove anything to him. You need to believe you're worth more than his approval. Her eyes glistened with gratitude and disbelief. You make it sound simple. It's not, Jack said, voice low. But it's possible. She turned to him. And you, Jack? Why risk this? Your daughter, your reputation. He glanced at Lily, curled up on a chair with her sketchbook. I want her to see that when someone needs help, you step up, no matter the cost. Olivia's chest tightened. Surrounded by wealth and pretense her whole life, she'd never met someone like Jack, driven by principle alone. Suddenly, Gregory stormed onto the terrace, face red with fury. Enough. Olivia, this charade ends now. Come with me. She froze, fists clenching. Years of obedience weighed on her, but Jack's quiet courage anchored her. No, father, she said, voice firm. I'm not leaving with you. Gregory's eyes burned. You defy me for him. Jack stepped forward, calm but unyielding. She doesn't belong to you. She belongs to herself. Silence fell. Gregory's lip curled. You'll regret this, both of you. He stormed off, his footsteps echoing into the night. Olivia trembled, but Jack offered his hand. You don't have to face him alone tonight. She took it, a fragile connection sparking something stronger than any contract. The night wasn't over. Back in the ballroom, whispers had grown into a storm of speculation. Some called Olivia reckless, others suspected a stunt. But Gregory Hart didn't let slights go unanswered. Jack felt it, a brewing tempest. He was right. As the orchestra played its final notes, a security guard approached. Mr. Hart requests you. Alone. Olivia gripped Jack's arm. Don't go. He looked at her, steady. I'll be fine. Stay with Lily. The guard led him to a dim private lounge. Gregory waited, whiskey in hand, tie loosened, eyes sharp. So, the knight in shining armor thinks he can play my daughter's husband, he began, swirling his drink. You think your pretty words make you a hero? Jack stood still. I'm not playing. I said I'd stand by her, and I will. Gregory's laugh was dark. You think this is noble? Men like me build empires. Men like you beg for scraps. Jack's jaw flexed. I don't beg. I work. And I teach my daughter respect matters more than money. Gregory's smirk faltered. He set his glass down hard. Here's the deal. Walk away quietly. I'll write you a check to retire on. Leave Olivia and never speak to her again. The offer hung heavy. Jack thought of Lily, of unpaid bills, of sacrifices. But then he saw Olivia's trembling hands, her fragile smile. He shook his head. I'm not for sale. Neither is she. Gregory's face hardened. Careful, Miller. Men who cross me don't last in this city. Jack stepped closer, voice edged with steel. Maybe this city needs more men willing to cross you. For once, Gregory had no retort. Jack walked out, leaving him in silence. Olivia rushed to him in the ballroom. What did he say? Jack brushed it off. Offered me money to leave. I said no. Her throat tightened. Why, Jack? Before he could answer, Lily tugged at Olivia's dress. Because he's my daddy, she said, eyes wide. He keeps his promises. Olivia knelt, hugging Lily, the child's warmth melting her defenses. Morning came too fast. The 24 hours were nearly up. Olivia's life loomed like a gilded cage unless she found the courage to break free. But Gregory wasn't done. In the hotel lobby, cameras flashed as reporters swarmed. Olivia, who's this man? Your secret husband. Gregory says you've disgraced the family. She froze, panic rising. Gregory had unleashed the press to crush her. Jack stepped forward, shielding her. No more questions. Give her space. But the cameras pressed closer, questions sharper. Lily whimpered, clinging to Jack. He made a choice, pulling Olivia close, voice soft but firm. If you want me to walk away, I will. But if you want me to stay, I'll stand until they stop, until he stops, until you believe you're free. Olivia's breath hitched. No one had ever offered her a choice without strings. Her hand slid into his. I don't want you to walk away. Not now. Not ever. Gasps echoed. Gregory stormed in, fury blazing. Olivia, stop this madness. But she stood tall beside Jack. No, father. I'm choosing for myself. I choose him. Lily peeked out, voice small but clear. Mister, you're not scary anymore. You're just loud. The crowd laughed, even reporters smirking. Gregory opened his mouth, but Olivia's hand shot up. You've controlled me long enough. If standing with Jack makes me a disgrace, I'd rather be that than owned. Her words landed like thunder, cracking Gregory's empire of control. The press surged, but Olivia didn't care. She clung to Jack, voice breaking. You melted my heart, Jack. No one's ever stood for me like this. He whispered back, you don't need a fake husband. You need someone who'll fight for you, always. I'll be that man if you let me. Tears spilled, not from fear but freedom. "Yes, I'll let you." Lily giggled, linking their hands. They stood together, not a family by blood or law, but real. As cameras clicked, the world saw Olivia Hart, not as a puppet, but as a woman standing with the only man brave enough to choose her for her, not her wealth. Don't miss what's next. Subscribe to Midnight Tales for more stories that spark the heart.